Hello everyone, today in this video we will fight against the atmosphere of our world around us, and I don't think I have to convince someone that nowadays we have times of crisis, change and some rearrangements in almost actually all aspects of our life. Such times always bring many people who think that they understand everything what's happening and they would like to envision our future. There is a growing group of people who think that BRICS, and especially the largest state within BRICS, so China will dominate the world, and some of them are even so naive to say that China will bring prosperity, new Silk Roads, and so on, blah 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 blah. Okay, so first of all, China is a country of absolute control, absolute obsession about power. Their elite wants only power because the riches of this country and so on they already have. They want absolute power over people because they are afraid to lose it, because if they lose it, they lose everything, including their existence. And another issue is also important, we shouldn't forget about it, that China, in contrast to this, what we can read in such books like Currency Wars of Mr. Song Hong Bing, which is actually the book written by, most likely, in my opinion, I'm more than sure that this is the case, a group of propaganda writers, and Mr. Song Hong Bing is only the guy who serves as an author of this book from the high rank officials of Chinese Politburo. So we know how it works. And the reality is not so good for China, because it also faces huge demographic crisis, huge internal problems, ethnical, economical, environmental, and many others. We see that even they do not try to connect Taiwan with continental China by force, because they do not want to have a huge failure that would shake the basis of the government. So it's not so colorful as we think, and their investments somewhere around the world, like in Central Asia, Africa, and so on, are not so colorful either, because they are interested mainly in ports, airports, seaports, airports, and railway hubs, because and military bases, because these places and this infrastructure give you the control over the territory. It's obvious. And when they build some factory and make other investment than the ones connected only with power, they bring their own workers and they don't care about development of native population. They simply exploit the country to the bone, especially with respect to its natural resources, because this country has absolute hunger for resources, because the efficient use of them it's still not in the place. And we see that all of this together, like crisis of the West and Western societies, I was aiming at in my movies many times, so I don't want to repeat. But we see that not only Western Europe and part of the US is in the socio-economical crisis, and I mean including very serious demographic crisis, China as well. So we see brutally that most likely, this is what I would postulate as of now, we wouldn't have a very well defined world hegemonic state in the next decades. We will have most likely very much polycentric world. Polycentric world, it means that maybe locally there will be some hegemon, but also changing, so there will be constant conflict, like most likely if it goes to extreme form, like in early Middle Ages in Europe. And for many years there won't be any world hegemon, maybe for even many centuries. This is how I see it. And we should also take into account that such things happen, historically proven, after quite long a period of hegemony by one or two centers over huge territory. So it's nothing extraordinary, I would say, and I don't think that we will have peaceful replacement of world hegemony or any replacement of world hegemony by one well-defined state. I would call it center of power. We will have really polycentric world with many drawbacks of this situation. That's why interesting times are coming, but interesting times are very often difficult for people from every social group. So we will see how the things will develop and what will happen, but I do not see very optimistic view of the future in terms of the geopolitical stability for sure, and the new power centers all will be characterized by larger or smaller, but still will to control their own population by any means. So fight for our freedom, everyday freedom, will be really tough, and we will be subjected to many forms of control, as we experienced during last 2 years during this sad adventure with small Chinese microbe, that it's not so popular anymore and turned out to be, as it really was from the very beginning, another type of flu, nothing else, but now it's no longer useful. Our crazy elite will figure something out to try again to take away our freedoms for us. As I'm always saying, we should try to work on our awareness and the way how to resist this madhouse, and we should organize ourselves in the well-defined groups that are defending their own interest, the interest of their own members. This is the only way, because even in this polycentric world for a while, the local centers of power will try to exercise maximum methods of control as long as they don't collapse themselves as well. Take care, have a nice day, bye.